Divine Feminine Astrology for Saturday, April 30th, the solar eclipse in Taurus. I am Erica Othen, here to share daily inspiration to empower your highest self. So we've got a special solar eclipse edition of Divine Feminine Astrology, and I was literally just looking at the chart. I just pulled it up, and wow, there's some really beautiful, magical, really interesting alignments with this new moon, with this solar eclipse, and some of the more esoteric asteroids. Now, whenever I'm doing these reports, I will just I create an opportunity to be intuitively guided to the asteroids that I choose. If you go into astro.com, there are literally over 20,000, asteroids that you can choose from. Of course, I'm sprinkling in the Juno, the Ceres, Pallas Athena, Vesta, some of the more well-known ones, but I love working with the more esoteric, kind of just, I almost want to use the word like hidden. It's almost for like the initiated who are kind of into or resonant with this energy. So this new moon is going to be at 10 degrees of Taurus. So whenever it's a new moon or a solar eclipse, basically the moon comes to meet the sun in the sky. These are the two luminaries coming together. From back in the day, I always called it a little cosmic kiss in the sky with the two luminaries. But what is so beautiful and really special about this particular solar eclipse is this really divine alignment. I'm calling it a divine alignment with asteroid Hathor as well as Sophia. So let's dive into this energy. Let's really translate and tune into the vibration of this energy. So when we have a solar eclipse in Taurus, so Taurus is the energy of the heart. It's the heart chakra. It's how do we tune into the beauty of life, the simple pleasures of life. How do we slow down to become really present and grounded in the, like I said, simple pleasures in the world, the sensory world around us. Taurus is really all about pleasure and our sensuality, being able to touch and taste and feel and smell all of the beautiful delights around us. And then, of course, with its connection to Venus, it's the energy of the divine feminine. How do we embody our feminine energy? How do we celebrate our beauty? How do we tune into the vibration of beauty? How do we create more beauty? It's like an illumination of our heart-centered beauty, an appreciation for beauty in every form, in every way. So tuning in to Hathor and Sophia, kind of like hugging this new moon. We have Sophia at 4 degrees, and then Hathor has been retrograde. She moved from Uranus, and now she's at 11 degrees, directly conjunct or connecting to this new moon. So when I tune in to the energy of Sophia, this is divine mother God. This is divine feminine creation and source consciousness, divine feminine Christ consciousness. This is the heart womb of all creation. So such a powerful, potent opportunity for manifestation now. I mean, when it comes to a lunar cycle, the new moon is really planting the seeds. It's giving birth, it's giving life, new life, to be able to create and connect and manifest and really co-create with the energy of the cosmos. And then when you add this beautiful vibration of the divine mother of all creation, Sophia, it's just amplifying and expanding this really powerful and potent creative force or creative source is coming through. So just the coronation, I'm actually seeing like this beautiful Empress vibration, which is kind of like a Taurus energy and card, right? The Empress card in Tarot. She's sitting on her throne and she's got the abundant prosperity of the earth around her. She's wearing this beautiful garment where there's like little Venus symbols on her beautiful dress, and she's just really comfortable and secure and confident with her place, where she is with her creations. So I feel that we're really able to anchor in our creations now, like I'm actually seeing them like root into the earth so they can really become bountiful and they can grow. And then on the other end of the sun and the moon, we have Hathor at 11 degrees of Taurus. Now, when I connect to the energy of Hathor, she has a lot of different emanations. She always brings me back to the ancient mystery schools. She had an entire lineage of initiates and mystery school teachings, all centered in divine feminine wisdom. She is a very maternal, loving, kind, compassionate, caring, warm energy. It's a very mothering energy. So of course, with this divine mother Sophia vibration coming through on one end, and then Hathor with this maternal milk and honey vibration that she's coming through, and the two luminaries really just emanating this vibrant, radiant light around this pure essence of motherhood really coming through. I have to say, Hathor, she also liked to party and like to have fun and dance and celebrate and, like I said, enjoy the different senses and pleasures of life. So we're bringing in this vibration with the new moon as well. Then when we connect to the Hathors of like the star nation of Hathors that are connected with Sirius and more of an expanded, elevated 5D consciousness, this is the energy of our heart. So it is very heart-centered and loving and kind and compassionate and forgiving. This star nation of the Hathors help bring and seed this frequency on earth. So this is something that we all have access to, and if we can really connect to the energy of our heart and ground into this beautiful pure vibration, the spirit of this vibration, our heart chakras I'm actually seeing a really beautiful healing happening of our collective heart right now with this new moon. It's almost like a rebirth of the energy of our collective heart. Hathor, also the Hathors, right, the ascended civilization of the Hathors, also always come through in connection with sound healing. I've got my beautiful little trusty gong behind me. I kind of created this set today to make it seem really like beautiful and pretty, very in alignment with the Taurus Venusian energy that we've got going on. So, I think of the throat chakra and our expression and sound healing and how healing our words and our expression can really be if we choose to speak in a loving way, if we choose our words wisely and kindly. Also, how healing just the simple tone of our voices truly are, whether or not you're a singer or not. If you use the tone of your voice to connect with the different energy centers of your body, how beautiful and uplifting that is for every aspect of yourself, your physical, emotional, your spiritual self. You can use this just by speaking kind words and affirmations to yourself as you perhaps place a hand on your chakras, or you can tone or hum or sigh or sing Doing that and using your voice as a vessel for healing is so potent and so powerful. And I really feel that the Hathors, they carry this like angelic energy and resonance, in particular using our voice in a soothing, toning, healing way. So listening to a sound healing perhaps could be a really beautiful way to anchor in your intentions and your manifestations for this new moon, to help heal your nervous system. Obviously, everything that's been going on in the collective, it's been like a chaotic kind of energy. So whenever we can take the opportunity to ground in and to ground our vibration and relax and feel a sense of peace, it is really, really good for every aspect of ourself. It's good for our health, our wellness in every area. And personally, I love to incorporate sound healing into my practice, into my own personal practice. But you can also do this from, like I said, just saying nice, kind, loving things to yourself, to your friends, to your loved ones. Even if you write it down, that's still a form of expression. So really beautiful, divine, feminine, motherly, nurturing energy with this new moon. As I said, I just was intuitively guided to tune into Sophia as an asteroid, and we are just bringing in divine, feminine Christ consciousness with this new moon. So, of course, we still have that beautiful connection that is happening at the end of Pisces with Neptune at 24. Then Venus has just moved. She just caught up to Jupiter, so at 27 degrees. So, Venus and Jupiter at 27, still making that beautiful little spiritual, dreamy, ethereal, loving, compassionate vibration. So just like really purely tuned in to the angelic energy, our angels, our guides, to source, to God, our divine team coming in really, really strong, bringing in this light, pure, bright, really beautiful energy. So of course this is making a divine alignment. It's making a sextile with the North Node and Hecate. It is moving away, but it is still within orb of the sextile, so still a positive flowing alignment. I've spoken a lot of Hecate and the North Node in my previous videos, but I would really love to share more about Mercury. Just moved in to 0 degrees of Gemini. Of course, Mercury is at home in Gemini. This is going to be right before the retrograde. We've recently entered into the shadow period for Mercury, but this point of 0 degrees is really special and potent. It's actually, I'm a 0 degree Gemini. That's where the sun was at the time of my birth. So this is right in the Pleiades. This is on Alcyon, the grand central sun, the sun of 7 sister galaxies. Of course, it is the brightest star of the 7 sisters of the Pleiades. And this is just bringing in the light. The light is coming in pure, potent, powerful right now with Mercury. We're all able to tap in. I'm sure we're feeling it. Yes, there's a lot of duality within the energy, but the light is coming in hot. Whenever I connect to the energy of the Pleiades, it's all about the divine mission, how we can help humanity remember our light, remember our innocence, our power, remember and align with the mission, how we can connect to the highest possible timeline and outcome for humanity, even in the darkest time. How we can connect to still the beauty and the radiance and the magnitude of what it is to be here on earth now at this time. How powerful that really is to hold this light and to really embark and embrace on this divine mission to help awaken humanity to its purest, highest potential, to help awaken and be a way shower for humanity, to be able to really remember, just the beauty and the magic, and to remember the light, to remember that we are all divine, sovereign beings, and that we have the infinite ability to create our own reality. I choose to connect to a reality where we are all remembering this, where we are all remembering our power. I choose the highest timeline where everyone remembers their sovereignty, their purpose, that we are here on a divine mission of love, to spread the light, the information, to love what we're doing, to cultivate more happiness, more joy, more pleasure, more heart-centered beingness in this reality. Something really important about the Pleiadian energy, because it can tend to be a little heady, especially with Mercury there. That energy of the mind is amplified. So if you do find yourself kind of slipping into an energy where your thoughts aren't as supportive as you would like them to be, it only takes a slight shift in consciousness to be able to connect to a higher, more compassionate, loving vibration and frequency. The Pleiadians are all about that loving, supportive, really radiant, happy, joyful, playful frequency and vibration. They're bringing in a ton of light. It is bright. They're like the cosmic cheerleaders of the star seeds. So, we all have access to this energy. I think, spending this solar eclipse doing something that you love or with someone that you love is really powerful and beautiful. And it'll just be a nice way to really ground in and seed in this energy. So something else that I kind of wanted to touch on that I spoke a little bit about in yesterday's, channel transmission was how people and places that are not on the resonant frequency. So your resonant frequency, you may either intuitively be feeling that, you may actually feel certain places or people may feel a little bit more dense, or certain situations may feel more heavy or challenging. Sometimes karmic situations can feel that way. It's almost as if a solar eclipse will bring this to light because it needs some kind of karmic resolve or completion. Those that are not on that same vibration and frequency, it's almost like there needs to be an ending or a loosening of the bonds, and the eclipse can come in like lightning and make those shifts. My advice for this, although I know sometimes it's not easy because I'm also seeing a lot of people having that feeling like, oh, I have to start over. I need to rebuild. I need to how am I going to do this on my own? That's also something that has been coming through with this energy. If you look at it as an opportunity to create space for doing more things that you love, to really connect to your own power, your own purpose, and that you're creating space to align with more people and places that are on a resonant, harmonic frequency to where you are now. I find that is really helpful in being of assistance in order to let things go. It's almost like, do you have to continue to swim upstream? And if you keep on getting these very clear signs, or maybe even it's like a feeling that a certain partnership or friendship or relationship or a job just isn't in alignment anymore, I would really encourage I would encourage you to kind of find some peace in that. Find peace in the completion of it. And maybe I'm almost seeing some wind. Allow the wind to kind of lift up your wings so that you can greater align with the mission. I'm seeing a lot of dissonant and discordant energy that's almost creating blocks to the embodiment of your highest expression and your highest self, and a realignment of your mission. As we are in this global awakening, really, humanity is in a global awakening right now. And as we are remembering our power and our purpose and our divinity, this is a natural recalibration that happens when we are holding a lot of light, and then when we are on our either healing journey or awakening journey or ascension journey. Sometimes there's certain relationships that just need like a separation. It may not be forever. Sometimes too, someone can see you really in alignment and they're like, wow, what are you doing in order to embody that? And that will create the wind of inspiration for them to go on their own journey. But a lot of this has to do with frequency and vibration. So, just be mindful of that. If you're in a certain place and it just doesn't feel good, it may be time to let it go. I'm also seeing this opportunity for liberation, for freedom, this like freedom frequency coming in. I spoke a little bit about this with the connection between White Moon Selena and Chakra at that 8 and 10 degrees of Aquarius. So that's making an aspect to Chiron. It's also squaring the solar eclipse. So there's that kind of push and pull. It's interesting. It's almost like in order to level up, and in order to, I'm seeing like a video game, and when you're kind of like playing a little player and you get to the big boss, and it might take you a few times to like, kind of beat, what's the word that I want to use? I want to say like beat that boss, but like like literally that's how it is in a video game, right? Like then you can like move on to the next level, and then you're in this whole new world, and it's exciting and it's an adventure. If you're holding on vibrationally or energetically to things that just aren't on that same resonant frequency, it's actually holding you back from your manifestation, from your ability to create more abundance and prosperity, and also valuing yourself too. Because remember, that's like the classic emanation of Taurus. What Taurus helps teach us: how can we value ourselves? How can we create value? How can we access and allow and receive, because it's feminine? So just, maybe taking a little personal like checklist inventory, a personal inventory on like what feels vibrationally in alignment for you now. Who feels vibrationally in alignment for you now? Your heart is going to be a very clear indicator of this. And I'm seeing this really natural like recalibration or like readjustment with a lot of relationships right now, like personal relationships. Tuning back in to Chakra and White Moon Selena. White Moon Selena is the purity of our soul. She's like a guardian angel. That is the innocence of our soul. She is this polarity really to Lilith. I always joke around and say, and like I love Lilith energy, right? I really respect and honor it, and it's all about our sovereignty. But there's also this really wild, untamed, like badass bitch energy to Lilith, right? And White Moon Selena's like Glenda the Good Witch, right? Like she just comes in and she's light and she's bright and she's beautiful, and it's like Glenda the Good Witch and the Wizard of Oz, And that's that kind of energy that we're looking to harmonize now. And Chakra is all about holding space. So holding space for the light of your soul, the purity, the innocence of your soul right now. Also connecting with your angels and your guides and the Holy Spirit, connecting with your divine energy with the divine, always supported, like really that frequency, tapping and tuning into that frequency right now, beautifully supported. And then of course this is all making a really beautiful alignment to Chiron. So Chakra being Chiron's wife, she was like the healer of the healer. So we're seeing a lot of this right now, in particular the feminine energy kind of holding space for the masculine as Chiron's going through Aries, which is a collective healing of the masculine energy as well as our ego, right? The feminine holding space for the masculine and for all of humanity really to come back home to their hearts. I've spoken a lot about the Isis, true moon, Lilith connection. We've also got Isis. She just moved into 0 degrees of Cancer. So true Lilith and Isis both in the vibration of Cancer right now. I'm just tapping into that as that more maternal energy that's coming in through. Like, how can we love one another? How can we love the earth and really respect and honor Mother Earth for loving us unconditionally, for supporting us, for holding space for us, for really creating all the beautiful, bountiful abundance and prosperity that is around us always. It's just a frequency that we can tap into and remember. I feel like then the final thing that I wanted to talk about was asteroid Magdalena making a beautiful trine to Sophia. That's right next to the moon. So, you know, it's about a 2-degree orb from Sophia, a 3-degree orb to the moon. This is again divine feminine Christ consciousness coming through. This is ancient wisdom of the divine feminine being remembered, resurrected, being ignited within our collective now. Let us celebrate this frequency that has always been there. It's just been written out of history or buried or burned, right? But we are resurrecting this vibration, this Holy Spirit. We are remembering our power. We are remembering the importance and significance of this part of the equation that really brings it all back into whole and completeness, into holiness. I'm seeing. So, you know, beautiful alignments with Hathor and Sophia and Magdalena and this new moon just supporting us in remembering our power, our divine purpose, coming into spiritual leadership too. How can we greater embody our wisdom, our gifts? How can we use our voice to authentically share our truth, to share our gifts, to celebrate and share one another in the remembrance of this frequency? So a solar eclipse, as it is an amplified new moon, it creates the seeds, plants the seeds of this new cycle. So they do say that the effects of the eclipse can kind of emanate and last around 6 months. It does not mean that, you know, if you have a crappy day on the solar eclipse that your 6 months is just going to be off track. We have to remember now that time, it's like we're not on this linear time track anymore. Like this consciousness, it's almost like we need to deprogram it out of our reality, because this is all a simulation and we have the opportunity to make it the most beautiful, magical, loving, radiant, exciting adventure that we can if we tune into the frequency and we will it and we create it. So I am choosing the energy of the divine. I am choosing the energy of love, of the highest light, the highest resonance. And I truly wish the same for all of you. May we remember our power. May we remember our peace. May love be the revolution that leads us to greater inspiration, that supports us in following our dreams and the energy of our heart. Let us celebrate this frequency, and so it is. So always remembering this is a powerful opportunity, and we can always redirect the course of our arc and of our ship. When we remember this, we have the infinite potential and opportunity to rebirth anew and see the magic, see the miracles, see the love, see the light for which we really, truly are. So a card for this solar eclipse in Taurus with these beautiful divine alignments of Sophia, the heart womb of all creation, Mother God, divine Sophia, also the goddess of wisdom, so tuning into divine feminine wisdom, and Hathor, the Mother Earth, connecting to the vibration of our heart, a heart-centered reality, building this new earth that is nourishing and supportive and loving for all. And then, of course, the divine wisdom of Magdalena making a beautiful trine to this. 2 cards came out, the first one being intention. Intention is simply allowing the will and the mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all God's wishes for me come true. What a beautiful intention. What a beautiful card as we plant the seeds of these intentions for this powerful, magical new moon solar eclipse that we have in the vibration of Taurus. And then the next card. And I feel that this really goes into what I was channeling about maintaining and sustaining relationships that are on the same vibrational resonant frequency, that are giving the kind of love that you are giving, that are holding space and hearing you and listening you and loving you in the same way that you are to them. The message for this card is when you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. May I embrace and love my solitude, and that's when kindred spirits can finally come. So really beautiful, so much in alignment with the channeled message of the astrology. I just really been loving this, and it's been such a beautiful thing to share in this way, to share the teachings of the divine feminine, to connect to this frequency and really commit to sharing these translations on a daily basis. This is a big commitment for me, but it's been really beautiful and empowering and inspiring, and I appreciate you all so much for tuning in, for your kind words, for your love, for your support, for subscribing to this channel. It is my highest intention that you feel infinitely supported, infinitely nourished and held by this new moon solar eclipse, by this beautiful, radiant, magnificent solar eclipse in the heart-centered expression of Taurus. May the wings of your heart be eternally expanded, open to fly free. May you feel the divine energy of Mother, of the goddess, of the divine feminine celebrating you, loving you, holding you, nourishing you. May you feel supported in your highest dreams. May you feel supported in your highest manifestations, your highest goals, and may you feel the love, the light, the beauty, the magic that you truly are. Thank you so much from my heart to yours, sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next one.